Hello students, so this is the second part of the video. Before proceeding towards merits and demerits of dry granulation, it is necessary to know about the granulation procedure. So first we will discuss procedure of wet granulation. In order to ensure the visibility, I will show you the more clear video. Okay, so this is the process flow of wet granulation. First stage is dry mixing. Mixing of API and excipients will be carried out in high shear mixer. Rapid mixing granulator at a certain period of time as per the validated procedure. In this step, you may use any mixing device that ensures the mixing of API and excipients and that have the provision of RPM and that have the provision to determine the RPM that will ensure the proper dry mixing of active and excipients. So after dry mixing, the second stage is solution preparation. You can do it before dry mixing, and some recipes uh, which says that you have to sieve the API and excipients before performing dry mixing. So we come to the second stage. You may proceed the solution preparation as the first step. So prepare a binding solution using a proper binding agent and solvent as per approved formulation. So usually the formulation uses maize starch solution, methoxyl solution, and they are using it as a binding solution. You may read it from the handbook of excipients, and we will also ensure um, the use of excipients in the next lectures. Okay, when the solution has been formed, so the next stage is addition of binding solution. Solution will be added in the active and excipients at a certain speed of mixer at a certain period of time. So what does it mean? It means that you have to set the RPM of the mixer, that either it has to be operative at 8 RPM, 10 RPM, 15 RPM, 20 RPM. This depends on the validated procedure as mentioned in your batch manufacturing record, uh, and of course at a certain period of time. This addition of solution is very much important because it will ensure the proper distribution of solution, binding solution, among the dry mixing stage of active and excipients. So the next stage is kneading. To achieve a desired wet mass of active and excipients along with binding solution, mixer and chopper will be operative for a certain period of time as per approved formulation. In order to ensure the proper wet mixing of active and excipients, it is very much necessary that mixer should be operative at a certain RPM, and it will be operative for a certain period of time in order to get a desired wet mass, and the end point of this kneading is determined by the torque which would be visible on your HMI. So what is torque? We will share this in the next videos. So passing of the damp mass is the next step. Pharmaceutical companies, as per their procedure, pass the wet mass via a cone mill or Fitz mill to break the large lumps developed during the wet granulation. During this passing of the wet mass, some pharmaceutical companies uses a sieve of large mesh sizes, and some companies usually use just cone mill or Fitz mill without sieve, because their aim is to break the large lumps, not to give a particle size, because at this stage we are not giving wet granules a particle size. So the next stage is drying. Company either using tray dryer or FBD for the drying of granules, and will dry the granules unless a desired moisture level of granules achieved. Okay, it means you can either use spray dryer for the purpose of drying, or you can use FBD. FBD is a modernized equipment. FBD ensures that your drying has been achieved in a very short period of time. While the disadvantage of spray dryer is it takes a longer duration, more longer duration to get the desired moisture level of your granules. So after drying, when a certain level of moisture which has been achieved, and the moisture level is mentioned in your batch manufacturing record, that you have to dry the granules unless you get this much moisture. Usually less than 2% is recommended for wet granulation, but depending on your formulation. So the next stage is milling. The dried granules will be crushed via Fitz mill or cone mill or apex mill, or which one is available. We are using a proper mesh size of sieve. This milling will produce the granules of desired particle size. Of course, you can use different methods for crushing of dried granules, like you can use Fitz mill, cone mill, apex mill, or which one is available, or either oscillating granulator. So at this stage, you will use the desired mesh size. For example, you may use 12 mesh number, you may use 16 mesh number, 20 mesh number, 30 mesh number. Uh, Either you required a fine particle size, so you may go for 40, or if you need larger particle size, so you may consider a 16 mesh or 12 mesh. Again, depending on your formulation. After milling, granules will be loaded in blender for lubrication, and in at this stage we have to add either the disintegrant and lubricant as well, but depending on the development of your formulation. Now this bulk is ready for compression. So we have covered here the process of wet granulation. In the next part of this video we will come back with the procedure of dry granulation. If you have any query, so you may directly email or you may comment, so I will respond. My email ID is yes.yasirhussain@hotmail.com. Thank you students for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe.